The evening was meant to be quiet. Just me, a glass of bourbon, and the dim glow of our living room lamp while I waited for Sarah to come home from yet another late shift at the bank. 9 years of marriage, yet the threads were starting to unravel. Her phone was always locked, her answers evasive, and Derek, her co-worker, kept slipping into conversations like an unwelcome shadow. I had planned to confront her that night. I'd uncovered a deleted message in our shared cloud account, one that read, "You're my safe place from Derek." But before I could bring it up, I glanced outside expecting to see her car pull in, and instead froze at the sight of her in another man's arms. Under the streetlight across from our house, their silhouettes melted into an embrace. My chest tightened, the bourbon glass digging into my palm. I was ready to walk out and never look back, until an hour later, Sarah finally came through the door, pale and trembling, her voice carrying a truth that shattered everything I thought I knew. I had seen her climb out of Derek's car, his arm around her. Her laugh, soft but distinct, cutting through the stillness of the night. The betrayal felt sharp, twisting through every family dinner, every dream we had shared. Upstairs, our 8-year-old daughter Mia slept peacefully, her soccer ball glowing faintly under her nightlight. A reminder of the life I believed we'd built together. My bag was nearly packed in my head. I wanted to be gone before Sarah walked in. But something, maybe Mia's trust, maybe a sliver of doubt, kept me rooted to the spot. When Sarah entered, her eyes wide with panic, she didn't try to deny what I'd seen. Instead, she collapsed on the couch, tears streaming, and whispered words I never expected. "It's not what you think, Tom. Derek's my brother." Her confession hit like an explosion. Brother? In 9 years, she had never once mentioned a sibling. Not during late-night talks, not during holidays, not ever. With shaking hands, she pulled out her phone and showed me old photographs, grainy images of her and a boy, their childhood home in the background. "He's my half-brother," she admitted, her voice breaking. "I never told you because he went to prison, drugs, theft. He just got out last month, and I've been helping him start over." Suddenly, the pieces shifted. The late nights, the hidden texts, the secrecy. It wasn't infidelity. It was shame. She had buried her past, terrified that I'd judge her, afraid of staining the life we had built with Mia. I sat in silence, the bourbon untouched, as she explained how Derek had reached out after his release, desperate for support, for work, for family. She had kept it all from me, convinced I'd see him only as a threat. The embrace I witnessed wasn't romance. It was gratitude. He was thanking her for believing in him, for helping him get a job at the bank. Later, I checked the cloud account again. More deleted messages surfaced. Not flirtatious, but pleading. Derek asking for help, Sarah offering money, guidance, connections. "I didn't know how to tell you," she sobbed, searching my eyes. "I thought if you knew, you'd leave." Her secret wasn't betrayal, it was blood. A family she'd hidden until the streetlight forced it into the open. My feelings tangled, relief, anger, confusion. Her secrecy had cut me deeply, yet it wasn't the unfaithfulness I'd feared. I thought of Mia, her laughter at soccer games, her bright future. Sarah's silence had been a wound, but her intent had been to protect us. "You should have told me," I said quietly. "You let me believe the worst." She nodded through tears, promising no more lies. I couldn't forgive her instantly, but I didn't walk away either. The image of her in Derek's arms shifted from betrayal to misunderstanding. Her confession, as painful as it was, stopped me from leaving. The next day, I met Derek myself. His handshake was firm, his eyes heavy with a past he was trying to escape. He thanked me for what Sarah had done for him, his voice rough but honest. Looking at him, I could see traces of Sarah. The sibling bond she had hidden was real. We spoke, not as rivals but as family, and the knot in my chest began to ease. That afternoon, Mia's soccer game became a lifeline. She scored a goal, her grin stretching wide, her joy grounding me. Sarah stood beside me, cheering, her hand brushing mine, an unsteady step toward repair. Her secrecy had been her failure, my discovery her reckoning. But her truth, a brother, not a lover, was what kept me from leaving. Back home, I didn't erase the evidence from the cloud. I kept it, a reminder of the trust we now had to rebuild. Sarah's messages were different after that, transparent, honest about Derek's progress and her fears. I didn't know if full healing was possible, but Mia's laughter and the years we'd shared were reasons enough to try. The embrace I thought would end us had nearly done so. Instead, it became the shock that forced honesty, that gave us a fragile second chance. As I tucked Mia into bed that night, her smile fueled my resolve. Sarah's silence had wounded me, but her truth had, at least for now, saved us. For Mia, for us, I chose to stay, one careful step at a time.